Good Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on another delightful Tuesday. This is the 22nd of September already, 2015. It's a dry atmosphere, but we still have some low and mostly mid-level clouds across the region this morning as you're making your way out the door, and temperatures are generally under that cloud domain in the upper 50s to low and mid-60s across the entire forecast region. The winds are variable or mostly from the north-northeast at about 10 miles per hour. There's a few stronger gusts around the airports and also out on eastern Long Island. Other than that, wind speeds are generally less than 10 miles per hour. Morning surface chart from WeatherONoak.com and digital atmosphere software shows that the high pressure ridge is getting into Atlantic Canada now, and it's still ridging down across the eastern United States with an onshore coastal marine layer in place, and that's bringing in some of the low and mid-level cloud cover across the region as well. Morning pass of the visible satellite as it makes its way overhead this morning shows that layer of mid and low-level clouds, mostly mid-level clouds across the region this morning. The water vapor channel also showing this with the onshore flow, and we have some mechanics here with the area of low pressure here off the Carolina coast, and this onshore flow inducing enough cloud cover and water vapor in the channel to show the cloud cover that's in place across the entire New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area this morning. Good news is that we really don't have any precipitation. There is some disturbance here in the upper flow here that's moving across the Pennsylvania region, but really none of this is showing up on Doppler. Well, it's showing up on Doppler radar, but it's not really reaching the ground. And Reading, Pennsylvania, in the last hour is the only station reporting some very light rain. Other stations are just reporting basically cloudy skies under this domain. Watches, warnings, and advisories along the coastal areas of Long Island Sound and even the coastal areas, some of the coastal areas of Monmouth County, parts of Ocean County, and across the coastal regions, the right coastal regions here of Atlantic City down through the Delmarva here. We have a rip current risk and a coastal hazard statement for rip currents still in effect through this evening. That's a high rip current risk, especially out on Nassau County and western Suffolk. Basically, surf height will be still choppy at 4 to 6 feet, and that means if you're surfing out there this morning, it's going to cause some rough sea conditions for yourselves. Coastal hazard statement also in effect for the New Jersey beaches too. High rip current risk into this evening. And that means that we're going to have northeast winds close to about 20 miles an hour along with an easterly swell, and wave heights in the 5 to 7 foot range will continue to create hazardous conditions along the New Jersey shore and at the Delaware beaches into this evening. Outside of that, we do have small craft advisories in effect until 6 o'clock this evening for all waters here, basically for northeast winds at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 30 knots, and seas 3 to 7 feet. On the New York waters, the wave heights again between 3 and 6 feet with choppy northeast winds at 10 to 20 knots, gusting up to 25 knots. Speaking of which, we'll do the surf zone forecast right now for the New York City and Long Island beaches. Again, high rip current risk through this evening. And lightning threat none today. Surf height 4 to 6 feet. Ultraviolet index is moderate. Water temperatures are in the lower 70s. Mostly cloudy for today. Max temperatures again around 72. Winds northeast at around 15 miles per hour outside of gust. And the next high tide at Rockaway Inlet will be at 3:08 this afternoon. For the New Jersey and Delaware beaches, it's a high rip current risk again through this evening. Sky cover today will be mostly cloudy. Temperatures are in the lower 70s. Northeast winds at around 15. Surf around 5 feet, that's choppy. Surf temperature 70, UVI index is 4, which is moderate. Rip current risk is high. And the next high tide at Belmar will be at, 8:14, no, that passed, at 2:29 this afternoon. In the tropics, not only do we have Ida here, we have this disturbance here off the South Carolina coast, about 250 miles southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. It's producing an area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms, mainly north of the center. Formation chances are about 10 to 20% over the next 5 days, and we'll show you that in some of the forecast graphics going ahead. But high pressure and this disturbance here is creating an onshore flow and hence a lot more cloud cover than previously thought, but hopefully we will break into more sunshine as we head into tomorrow. Meanwhile, we still have Ida here, which is no changes in direction. Tropical storm Ida, and it's beginning to move in the opposite direction. It's moving east-southeastward now over the subtropical Atlantic. It's doing a different kind of a dance here. At 5 a.m. this morning, it's at 21.3 north, 48.6 west, about 965 miles east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands. Maximum winds again around 45 miles per hour, and the present movement is to the east-southeast at about 5 miles per hour, so it's not really moving much, it's just dancing about. Minimum central pressure is at 29.68 inches. On the aviation weather deck this morning, ceilings from the Delaware Valley all the way into coastal New Jersey are still lowering in MVFR before sunrise this morning. At this point, do not anticipate the lower ceilings will reach Allentown and Reading. After sunrise, some of these ceilings should begin to rise up to become just broken at about 4,000. After that, mostly VFR conditions are expected for the remainder of the day, except for Millville, Atlantic City, where ceilings may lower back to MVFR during tonight. Northeasterly winds will continue through the period and may gust up to about 20 knots at times during this morning and again later this evening, but should decrease after late tonight. Wednesday VFR conditions expected. Northeast winds at around 10 knots or less, a few gusts to around 20 early in the morning, mainly south and east of Philly. Thursday VFR continues. Northeast winds at around 5 to 10, 10 to 15 knots south and east of Philly, wind gust up to 15 to 20 knots from Philly south and east. Friday and Saturday, VFR conditions for flying. Expected showers possible south and east of Philadelphia as the low off the Carolina coast pushes northward. Northeast winds at around 10 to 15 knots, and winds could gust up to around 20 knots on Saturday, between 20 and 25 knots again toward the coast, closer to the proximity of that low. Right now we do have some MVFR conditions in central and southern New Jersey's terminals, especially around Philadelphia. Everybody else is VFR this morning at 61 in Newark, dew point 47, humidity 60%. The wind is northeast at 14, gust up to 20. Visibility 10 miles, clouds at 4,000, 17,000, and 20,000. Basically VFR conditions in place and forecasted for today. For Philadelphia, we're in MVFR now, but that's going to improve hopefully. 64 degrees, dew point 49, humidity 58%. The wind is northeast at 15. A few clouds at 25,000 and 34,000. And again, VFR conditions in place and expecting that to continue throughout the terminal forecast period of today. Ultraviolet radiational index for the rest of the week is going to be on the medium side. Same result, wrong graphic. This is the correct graphic. Pollen counts are slowly getting better, but probably the damage is done for a lot of people from this season's dryness, and the polishing and broadcasting of all of these. Ragweed, channel pods, and grass is still on the low to the medium side through the weekend. The analysis and forecast charts from the Weather Prediction Center. Here is our area of low pressure off the South Carolina and North Carolina coast, with a secondary low here over Georgia, producing bouts of rain here across this region. High pressure doming over Maine right now, stretching and ridging all the way down into the eastern United States. We still have a weak surface trough here, or a weak upper level disturbance actually, across Pennsylvania down through the Virginia mountains, and this baroclinic zone here, or troughiness in this bagging of the isobars here, means that some precipitation and cloud cover is still existing in this area and producing some very light rain across portions of Pennsylvania. Other than that, it's basically just virga, as the atmosphere aloft is relatively too dry for anything substantial to reach the ground. And that's the current analysis. If we get into the forecast, again, high pressure continues to build across the region with that northeast to east fetch. We're finding some low clouds and moisture trying to make its way into, well, the southern Delmarva region, actually, in the southern mid-Atlantic region, right along the immediate coast, and areas and bouts of rain with the secondary low here across the southeast. Not really affecting our area, and probably won't. The latest forecast charts keep high pressure in control of our weather with near seasonable temperatures. This would be in through Wednesday here. It's looking good, more sunshine in fact, and we have another backdoor cold front. Probably just get washed out here as we get into Friday, but more high pressure building across southeastern Canada, probably going to provide us with another onshore marine layer in place for the weekend, and a bit of bagginess here in the trough line axis. Some of the model guidance wants to bring a little bit more clouds and rain into the forecast for Sunday, but most of the other model guidance doesn't. And banking on the fact that this high pressure banks itself up against the eastern United States again for the weekend, particularly Saturday and Sunday, the chances of that mean very little interaction with this trough here and access disturbance along the coast. So a variable amount of cloud cover, but nearly dry conditions with an ample amount of sunshine will continue in the forecast into the weekend, and then eventually also into early next week, with high pressure still dominating the forecast, as we can see here. And that's the latest on that. And of course, the next 6 to 10 days, right through October 1st, above normal temperatures, below normal precipitation. We already know where we're going with that. The next 8 to 14 days through October 5th, above normal temperatures here, and below normal precipitation once again. And don't forget, tomorrow the equinox comes. Our autumn begins tomorrow morning at 4:22 on Wednesday, the 23rd, 2015. For everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Have a terrific day.